you really don't want to follow what I did. I left school at 16.
Okay.
I don't come from a privileged background. I went to a failing school, then did all kinds of things. I sold insurance, I washed dishes, I was a waiter in restaurants, I worked in
Oh,
warehouses, and so on. I did that for 10 years before somebody introduced me to higher education. I was an avid reader, I was fairly bright. So I joined the Open University in my mid-20s, graduated, and you use that as the route to gain a PhD.
you mean
Uh,
open university? Like it's not like fixed university, like it was like.
no, the
Oh,
fantastic
really?
institution
Wow.
in the UK, Open University, world class in terms of standards, and it's given a second chance to, I would say, millions of people since its inception. One of the best institutions of teaching, usually at the forefront of developments in pedagogy, absolutely in the forefront in terms of introduction of education technology, or AI, and so on, but also a leading research university in the UAE. So I use that as a basis to gain a PhD scholarship at University of Bradford. They liked what I was doing as a PhD student, and they kept me as an assistant professor. My academic career was then at the University of Bradford. I was an associate professor in a leading research unit at University of York. I was a professor at University of Leeds. And then I left for a few years to become a senior civil servant. I was the chief social scientist in what was then the largest government department, with responsibility for government-funded research in a large number of areas in housing, urban policy, planning, fire safety, road, sea, and air transport, local government, and food, fisheries, and agriculture. And I've missed one or two areas. After that, I joined Middlesex University on its executive. I've also held visiting professorships at the Department of Public Health, University College London. I'm currently a visiting professor at the London School of Economics and University of York. My most recent leadership position was at Abu Dhabi University, not in Saudi Arabia, in the UAE. I did that for about 6 years. When I joined, the university it was a young university. It was about 15 years old, similar age to Nazarbayev University today. And what I managed to achieve there, I'm very proud of. Collective effort, obviously, with students, with faculty, and with the board and with stakeholders. But we were nowhere in terms of rankings. The leadership was problematic. Our programs were not as good as they needed to be. So we sorted out the programs. We gained prestigious accreditations for the university. I hired some world-class people in leadership positions. And when I left in 20, we also gained prestigious accreditations, including AACSB and QIST and so on, and ABIT. And when I left in 2023, that year, the university gained a position in the top 200 in Times Higher. So I thought
Sorry, so you had like triple crown or double crown accreditation? ACSB, QIST, AMBAR? Did you had AMBAR also?
no, we deliberately didn't want AMBAR because
Really?
that restricts the kind of students you can take into your MBA program. But getting AMBAR would not have been a problem for the university. But yeah, so the university in the year that I left, it got into the top 200 in Times Higher rankings. I thought I'd retired. So I was picking up my research. I'd gained a visiting professorship at London School of Economics, and I had colleagues at the University of York in sociology who wanted me to come and work with them. And then I had a phone call from the headhunter saying, would you be interested in being the president of Nazarbayev University? And it was too good an opportunity. So I'm delighted. And Asia in particular has a huge opportunity in taking the lead in research, in taking the lead in transnational education, in becoming globally significant in teaching and learning, and therefore universities in Asia becoming engines for progress and innovation within their countries. My own background is as a British academic, and I can tell you the British academics universities are in a poor state. A lot of them, more than half, something like 3/4 actually, will have a deficit budget this year. A lot of them relied on international students, and because of not even policy changes, but rather xenophobic rhetoric from politicians who see international students not as a huge asset, but as a threat to their countries, a threat to social cohesion. There's a rhetoric that they're coming to get our jobs. There's a rhetoric that they will make our country and our society unsafe. And it is awfully, awfully dangerous. If you look across the world, there's one thing in common between every world-class university, that they are multicultural, that they attract talent from across the globe, and they benefit from that, and they do amazing, amazing things. It's incredibly foolish. It's the height of foolishness, or depth of foolishness, that you have countries who are closing their doors to talent. I mean, think about it. You were attracting a 19, 20, 21-year-old or a PhD graduate who is 23, 24, or a graduate who's coming for a PhD. Some other country somewhere else has done all the investment. You are reaping the benefits, and you find that a problem. You mentioned that you had conversations with the chairman of the Senate and the minister. I too speak to them, and my own view is that Kazakhstan has a huge opportunity. The door is open. It's up to us to attract people. But in order to attract people, we have to create an appropriate and attractive ecosystem. And I think there's a job of work to be done on that. The second is that our funding has been capped in tenge at the 2020 figure. In actual purchasing power, the income that we get from government is about 30% less than what we used to get in 2020 because of deflation. Add to that the rise in salary costs, that assistant professors become associate professors become full professors, and we have good people, you want to hang on to them. It means that it's difficult for us to grow rapidly. And if we are to grow, we're going to grow on the back of fee-paying students and by diversifying our income. My own view is that no university should rely entirely on one source of funding. It's dangerous. Do I mind that we don't have enough money from government? I don't. But it is a challenge. It is a challenge for us to make sure that we have sufficient income coming in to ensure that we remain a highly research-intensive university, and that we can do things in teaching, in talent development, in research, in innovation that are worthy of the leading university within the region. And attract three kinds of income. Our performance in attracting competitive research funding is not as good as it needs to be. I have a colleague, for example, at the American University in Cairo, and in the last 4 to 5 years, maybe 6 to 7 years, they have built up their capacity to attract external research funding. And today they attract something like $100 million of external research funding. Now, can we get there? No, we can't. Not in 3 or 4 years. It might take 8 or 9 years, by which time I'll be gone. But we absolutely need to do that, and we need to do it really, really seriously. And the university has not done that up till now. This university has been lazy because it's been too well funded. And in a way, I welcome the fact that we are now hungry. And if you're hungry, you need to be creative and you need to be aggressive. If I give you examples of British universities, one of the most dynamic universities in the UK is University of Warwick. Okay, it's the most entrepreneurial, by far, the most entrepreneurial university in the country. And it became entrepreneurial because their back was against the wall. Mrs. Thatcher in the 1970s, 1980s had halved their funding overnight. And Warwick University decided that they will never be put in that position again. And that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that we are not just reliant on government funding and on our endowment funding. So we need to be more competitive in attracting competitive research funding. We need to attract funding from industry. And we need to attract fee-paying students. And when now we have Cardiff and we have Coventry and we have Heriot-Watt and we have QIST and so on, we have to work hard. And I welcome that. I like competition.
What do you think about competition, actually? Well, it's not coming soon. They're just established, but in a future, how Nazarbayev University would position themselves?
We're going to be absolutely fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we will not be complacent. We will become stronger in research. The leadership team that I have, as I mentioned to you, world class, and they've been hired not to come to retirement jobs. They have a job to do. Their job is to make us internationally competitive. And that's exactly what we will do.